The month of February, our congregation is looking at the theme of faith. And it's reminded me of this kid named Matt, who was in my neighborhood growing up just off I-40 in Knoxville at Paper Mill Exit. And when neighborhood kids would start talking about their faith lives, Matt would say, "Can God bake a loaf of bread that God cannot eat?" And what he meant to do by this was to point up the absurdity of any claim to God, or at least an omnipotent God. And he was drawing, maybe unwittingly, on an ancient question that goes, can God create a stone that then God cannot lift? And for as I say, for centuries, from Thomas Aquinas and on down, people have struggled with this paradox, this question that this raises. C.S. Lewis says that this is an absurd question. It's like asking, can God draw a square circle? C.S. Lewis says that the failure lies not with the nature of God, but with the nature of human language. He draws from the tradition of Wittgenstein in that sense, about the limits of this instrument of understanding and expression that we have in human language. Personally, I like the answer developed by Harry Frankfurt, a philosopher, who says, of course God can. God can create the stone, and then God can lift the stone, in each instance acting freely and through that omnipotence that is not constrained by the bounds or strictures of human logic that we would apply to the infinite and the eternal. So I've got questions about the nature of omnipotence generally. Not time to do that in less than 2 minutes. Maybe you can come to church on Sunday and hear more about that. But what I want to say is that I think in this question, it may be driven by skepticism. Can God create a stone that God cannot lift? But I think there's also a deeper question under it. I think the deeper question under it is, in this life of struggles, in this life where we want things to be true and then sometimes they're not, is the impossible possible? Can what seems so unreachable be realized? And I think that it can be, and that it is possible, and that more is possible than our logic would lead us to believe.